What's up, guys? This is Zach, and today, as you know, Apple had their launch event of a few new items. The most anticipated, I would say, was the iPhone SE. I personally myself thought it was going to be called the iPhone 5 SE. That's kind of what a lot of the rumors said, which I thought was the stupidest name ever, just because it would sound like they're downgrading it. I know it's the same size as the 5, but still. But the iPhone SE, I guess iPhone small edition, maybe. Still not too sure about that. But it's for sure, and it looks just like everybody said it would. So they claim it's the most powerful 4-inch phone ever. So it's gonna outbeat any other small phone. It says it has 3% faster GPU performance than the iPhone 5S, which is basically the phone size that it is, and it's 2% faster than the regular 5S, just in CPU. So it's CPU and GPU. Um, it's using an A9 chip with the Motion coprocessor, which is definitely surprising. Um, Honestly, I thought it's a cheaper phone, it's a smaller phone. They're gonna go with the A8. Why would you need an A9? But they did, so that's awesome. Actually, I wasn't expecting it, but when they do stuff that I don't expect, that's great. So a little bit about it. This is not everything. I don't want to spoil everything for you guys. I just want to let you know some of the more important stuff. Um, some of this I went over. It has the A9 chip. It now has it's 4K camera, so you could do 4K video and whatever, which is definitely awesome for such a small phone. It's 158 megabyte max download speed for like the LTE, and the iPhone 6s is 300. So that's one thing that it does lack is the speed. I don't really see you needing that right now, though. In a couple years from now, as the internet speeds increase, this might be kind of low. But right now in this generation, that's not really a huge problem. 158 megabyte max download is not bad at all. Anyway, NFC, which is great. So now you could use it to pay. You could use the Apple Pay, whatever. And it works in more countries using the NFC. It's just basically altogether a smaller iPhone 6s. There's no 3D Touch, although, so that is another thing that it does lack that the iPhone 6 and everything else, you know, in today's age has as far as Apple is concerned. But the price is very low too. I was not expecting this. They're starting this thing at only $399, which is just unbelievable. Um, Now, obviously, if you want the 64 gigabyte, which is the middle of the line memory, it's going to start at $500, which is not bad. I mean, honestly, you think about it, you're getting 4K. It's an iPhone. I mean, whatever. I almost feel like just buying it. So $400 for the 16 gigabyte. I almost feel like buying it just so I could have the camera and just something else to play around games with. It's just doesn't seem like it's that much to me, honestly. Um, and they ship on March 31st, so I think they start the pre-orders on the 24th. Today's the 21st, so you got 3 days. Start your pre-order, and they ship then, so it's pretty cool. Now, back on the subject though of that $400 not being much, they did release the new iPad, so we'll talk about that in a second. They released iOS 9.3, so it should be available for download. If not by the time you watch this video, then soon. Um, and it has some new stuff. One of the examples that I thought was pretty cool is Secure Notes. So if anybody uses the Note app, which I do, I usually hide like passwords on there, stuff like that, the alarm system, computer system, and like where I work, I'm a manager, so I have to remember, a lot of different codes and all that. So it's good to have it in my notes so I can just go to my phone, look at it, and there it is. But the problem with that is it's not all that secure. Now my phone has a lock on it, but what if I gave somebody the phone to call someone? They could easily just go to my notes. So secure notes basically means you could use a fingerprint as a password just to access your notes, or even just a regular number password. But back to the iPad Pro. Um, this might not be what you think unless you've seen the rumors, but it's basically a small iPad Pro. They didn't name it the iPad Pro SE like they did with the iPhone, but it's a smaller iPad Pro. It's not the iPad Mini. It's just a regular iPad. So if you had like an iPad Air, it's basically that, but now it's in the Pro form. So you could use the Apple Pencil and everything else on it. It's running an A9X chip, which honestly, they I put A9X chip. It could be bigger. I think I had a little bit of a typo there. It says Apple says they use the A9X chip, so a lot of the theories about that is it could be faster because it has a smaller screen. So what I meant to type is A9X chip could be faster because of smaller screen. What that means is you're running less pixels on this. It's not 12.9 inch like the actual iPad Pro. So using the iPad Pro, hooking it up to a smaller screen, there's less processing power needed. They're saying that this could potentially have just a little bit over power than the main iPad Pro. And the other good thing about it is it comes with a 256 gigabyte option. So you definitely have room for everything that you need. Apple said that this could replace your Windows PC and your laptop, whatever else, which is kind of hard to believe, honestly. An iPad just taking over all that. I still like having the old-fashioned desktop, download apps, play games with all that, the keyboard and everything there. I still like that. Honestly, I think if they ran like OS X on here, like if the iPad Pro, if you could just double click the home button and switch over to OS X, that would be unbelievable. I'd say, heck yeah, this might be the future. But as far as iOS 9.3 now being my new computer, I'm not really too hesitant on it. I think I'll stick with my Mac. But that's about it. This is the picture on their actual Apple home screen. It doesn't really look much different, but it is now a Pro machine. So that's pretty cool. Comes in a few different color options. Their new antenna looks different also. I don't know how I would explain it. There's no pictures of it really, but the new antenna kind of goes over the bottom, like where the charging port is. If you look at like the metal on the back of your phone, it kind of makes like a U shaped, so it's kind of cool. But that's about it. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I figured I'd update you guys though and tell you get out there and look at some of this stuff. It's awesome. If I was to make a video on it, I'd be here taking hours of you guys' time. So I just wanted to make it really quick, and I'll be back with you guys in the next few hours, days, weeks. I'll be back.